So in our previous class, we have seen how to work with array, single dimensional and two dimensional. And today we will continue the topic. So we will see different type of examples and we'll see how we can solve different type of problems using arrays. So the most popular and most important programs is searching and sorting. So when I suppose if anybody asks want to ask any question from arrays concept, definitely they will ask about sorting and searching and sorting. Means array contains some of the values and we have to print them in the sorted order. And suppose sometimes if we want to search an element in array, we should able to find or we should able to search an element or search a value in an array. So these are the popular programs. Most of the times people will ask an interview. And at the same time, there are so many logics are there. So there is not only one or two ways. There are so many, almost 10 to 15 different ways are there. And searching and sorting elements. Like if you look at a searching, we have a linear search, binary search. And similarly, if you want to sort, we have a bubble sort, a linear sort, merge sort. Okay. And there are so many different type of algorithms are there. And initially, we don't need to learn everything. So at least just learn one process, the simplest way. How can we sort and search an element? And that is more than enough. Okay. So later, if you want to learn each and everything, I will share some of the links and you can learn yourself. But initially, whatever is important as per the interview, so I will just try to cover those part. So first, let us see how we can search an element in array. For example, one. Search an element in array. And basically, this is a linear search. And this is a linear search algorithm. There are different type of algorithms. This is the most popular one. So linear search. Okay, now we'll see how to search an element in an array. It's very simplest. First, we need to understand the logic. So whenever you see problem statement, first time, just read multiple times. And once you read the problem statement, then frame the logic. So suppose if you don't write a program, directly don't write a program, just think about the logic. Manually, how can we solve the problem? Okay, and then try to put into the program. So this is a step-by-step process. So search an element in arrays. First, let us think about the logic. So don't directly go to program part and first let us see how can we search an element. So if I give some elements in array, how can we do the search? If I ask you whether the element is present in array or not, how can we say this? Suppose, let us say I have taken one array like this, and I'll put some elements in this. I'll store some elements, let us say randomly 300, 500, 100, 200, 600 like this. Now my search element is, let us say 100. 100 is my search element. Now if I ask you this 100 is present in this array or not, so immediately you say yes. And if I ask you 700 is present in this array or not, immediately say no. So on what basis and how we are saying 100 is present in this array and 700 is not present in array? How we are saying, on what basis? Immediately you can find, right? So 100 is nothing but 100 is a number. If I look at here in array, there is an element 100. So immediately can say 100 is present. 700 is not present in array. You can simply say 700 is not present. But how we are saying? And before saying 100 is yes, what exactly you are doing? Okay, what exactly you are doing in this array? So that is the main logic which we need to frame. That's the first step. Okay, once you understand the logic, then you can easily implement the program. So let me tell you the solution here. Then we will try to implement the first step. Whenever you want to find a number present in this array or not, first we have to read the first element from array and compare with 100. Okay. If both are equal, that's fine. If both are not equal, then what we should do? Take another element and compare with 100. Again, not equal. Then take another number and then compare with 100. So here it is match. And whenever the match is happened, the exit from the for loop and tell element found. Okay, element found. So what exactly we are doing here? We are reading each and every value from array. That's the first thing. By using for loop, we can read, right? Each and every value we can read. But as soon as you read a value, immediately by using if condition, compare with your expected number. If expected number is found or equal, then immediately exit from the for loop and tell number is found. If it is not matched, then go with the next number like this till end of the array. And if none of them are not matching, then finally we have to say element is not matching, not for just one number. Okay, so you have to compare this number with all the numbers. And if it is none of them are not matched, then only you have to say 100 is not found. But simply in one statement itself, suppose 100 of the 100 is not matched, then immediately you should not say 100 is not present in this array. We should go with the next number, and is still not matched, then go with the next number, still not matched, then go to the next number, and finally, if not matching with any number, then only you have to say number is not found. Okay, this is the logic. Now, remember this, we have to read all the data one by one. That's the first step. And parallelly, as soon as you read some value, we have to compare with the expected number. If matching, immediately we can say element found and exit from the for loop. Because suppose here we found element. Do you really want to compare with the rest of the numbers? No need, right? Because already matching is here. So 100 is matched here. So element already found here. So as soon as the element is found, then we no need to compare with the rest of the numbers. So immediately we break the loop, right? We will break the loop. If element not found, then we will go to the next number like this. Depends upon the number of values in array, we will repeat the loop. This is the logic. Okay. So once you understand the logic, now we will convert this into programming format. So now let us try to implement program for that. Go to Eclipse and let's create a new package for today. New package. Today is day 17. Click on finish. All right. So now inside the day 7, let's create a new class and the searching element in array. There are many ways to do this, but this is one of the popular way. So even though if you have a duplicate values, no problem. Wherever it is found the number, immediately it will find, okay, and then exit from the for loop. So this is our intention is not finding the duplicate numbers. Our intention is just check that number is present or not, whether it can be 1 or it can be duplicated. It doesn't matter whether that number is present or not anywhere in this array. Even though if you have a duplicate, which one is wherever you found the first element, you can just match it and then exit from the for loop. Rest of the numbers we no need to compare. Okay, that's the reason we have to be more clear about the problem statement. Here we are not talking about the duplication of elements. Here we're talking about the searching of element. Okay, if you have 100 number, we are searching, and 100 is present in 3 times or 2 times. And wherever it is matched first time, we will compare, match is over, then exit from the for loop and say find the number. Okay, we are not concerning about duplicates here. We are just checking the element is present or not. And finding the duplicate is totally different concept, a different logic we need to apply. So this is for searching an element. It can be single or it can be multiple numbers. We don't bother. Whether finally we have to say the number is present in array or not. Okay. Now, so we'll do step by step. Listen this very carefully because it is more logic oriented. So in the next examples, every example is purely logic based. Okay, so you need to carefully focus and listen this. So first thing, what we need to do is whenever you want to find an element in array, first we need to create an array which should contain some values, right? So let me create one array directly int a, and directly I'm assigning the data into array. Let's take 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So the data is not in order. You can put any numbers, duplicates, random order, ascending, descending, whatever it may be. So you can put whatever numbers you want. So currently I'm taking 10 to 55 numbers. Now, what is the element you want to search? That also I can take one variable, int search element. Search element. So which element you want to search? Let's say I want to find 30 is present or not. I want to find 30 is present or not. Okay, these are the first initial things. Now, let me start writing a looping statement. So what we need to do now, we have to read each and every element in the array and compare with the expected element, right? Search element. Now, let us start writing for loop. So you can write classic for loop or you can write enhanced for loop. Okay, anything is fine. So which one you will prefer? So one for loop I will show you, another one you guys can try. Classic for loop or enhanced for loop. So most of the times we will follow enhanced for loop, but I will show you both of them. First, let us start with the normal for loop. Okay. So int I equal to 0. And how many times we have to repeat this? 5 times we have to repeat it. Okay. So less than or equal to, now tell me here, a dot length or a dot length minus 1? A dot length or a dot length minus 1? So when I say less than or equal to, you have to say length minus 1. When I say just less than, you can say a dot length. I hope this is clear. Yesterday we have discussed, elaborated. I less than a dot length and then I plus plus. So I is representing index of array. Index start from 0. Now we will read each and every value from array. How to read it? Normally, how to read and print? You can say system.out.println a of I. We can simply pass I value in every iteration. So first time I value 0, so a of I, we will get 10. Next round I value 1, so here a of 1, 20 you will get. Next round I value 2, then here a of 2, 20, 30 you will get. Like this loop will repeat multiple times and we are able to get all the values from array. If I look at the output, you can see we were able to read all the values one by one. Now, this is not our requirement. What is our requirement? As soon as we get a value, we have to compare with our search element, right? So let's remove the print statement. Now we need to compare this with our search element. How to compare? Using if condition. Okay, if a of I. And what is an operator we have to use to compare? Whether they are equal or not, we want to check. Equal to or double equal to? Yes, double equal to is a comparison operator. Double equal to search element. Search underscore element. Okay. Now, if both are equal, then what we should say? We should simply say system.out.println element found. So as soon as element is found, you don't need to compare with the next values. You don't need to compare with the rest of the values in array, right? After element is found. So you don't need to repeat this loop multiple times again. When we have to repeat this loop, if the element is not found, then we have to repeat the loop and get each and every element one after another. But as soon as you found an element here, so you don't need to go with the next value. But so now here you can simply say break. Why I'm saying break here? Because as soon as you found an element in array, we no need to further repeat. Suppose here there are elements. Let's say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now here I found an element. And immediately I'll break the loop and you can say element found. So the rest of the numbers we don't need to compare because as soon as you found an element, that is our objective here. So as soon as you found an element, that is found. That's it. You don't need to compare with the rest of the elements. So immediately say break. So what this break command will do, it will exit from this for loop or it will break the for loop. Okay, suppose if it is not matching, then what we should say? We should go with the next element or immediately we should say not matched or element not found. How? I told you one point here. If the element is not found, immediately we should not say element not found. Okay, if element is not found, immediately we should not say. We should also compare with the next values. After completion of all the values or after comparing with all the values, finally we have to say element not found, not with just a number. So if it is not matching, if this element is not matching with this number, immediately we should not write else block like this. Okay, right? If you write else block like this, what will happen? If the element is not matching, then immediately in else block, we can immediately will say element not found. But that is not right. right? Because we want to check rest of the numbers. After checking all the numbers, then only finally we have to say element not found. Immediately we should not say. So else block we should not put here. Else block we should not put here. Okay, because if it is matching, element found, and many people think else element not found. If I put like this, what will happen? Element not found. Then what happens? Let's try to execute and see. So when I run as a Java application, just observe the output. See, element not found, and final element found. So what exactly happening here is, if it is not matching, then else part will execute. Again, it will go up. Not matching, then again else part will execute. For every element, we are saying element not found, right? So we should not say like this. After comparison of all the elements, if no element is matching, finally we have to say element not found only one time, right? So immediately we should not write else block here. We should remove this. Now, when we have to say element not found, so after completion of the for loop, if I exit from this for loop, when this for loop will exit, in two cases. What is the first case? If element is matching here, it will tell element found and then it will automatically exit. Okay, that is the one case. If element is found, immediately the break command will come out from for loop. So for loop will exit. That's the one case. And what's the second case? When for loop will exit? Second case. So it is reading each and every value, comparing with this number. Okay, and no elements are matching. So none of the elements are matching. And finally, what happens? It will compare with each and every element and no element is matching. And finally, the for loop will automatically exit. After condition is true, the for loop automatically exit, right? So two cases. One is after matching is found, after element is found, it will immediately exit. Second case is after completion of all the numbers, then it will exit, right? But in which case we have to tell element not found? If this loop is exited after completion of all the elements, none of them are not matched, then we will say element not found. So after exiting from the for loop, here I'm saying element not found. Just observe this. Okay, element not found. Okay, let's try to execute the code and see how it will work. Run as Java application. See what is an output you are getting. When I say 30, here the matching is done. So element found, it is got printed, break, and it is exited from the for loop. After exiting from the for loop, the next statement is there, right? So this is also got executed. Element not found is also executed. This is not the right one, right? Suppose if I give something else, let's say I'm giving 100. Actually, this element is not there in the array. And when I execute this, saying element not found, 100 is not there in array, it is saying correctly. So why it is saying correctly? Because after executing the for loop, so there is no matching happened. Finally, for loop is exiting normally, and here it is saying element not found, right? This is okay, fine. But when you give the existing value, then we are facing some error here. Just observe this. Okay, run as Java application. Now, what exactly happening here? So whenever the match is happen, immediately it is saying element found and break the loop. This is working fine. Now we need to think about this one. So after exiting from the for loop, we should say element not found. Okay, that is fine. But on what basis we have to check element not found? So we need something, a temporary variable we require here, because as soon as you match is done, you are simply saying element found. And after exiting from the for loop, if I write this statement will every time will execute. If the element found or element not found, every time this statement will execute. But this statement should not execute every time. Okay. So here we have to use some variable, temporary variable we have to use. So Boolean variable we required. So Boolean variables will be used to maintain the status, or sometimes we maintain the status or flags. Okay, so let me take one variable called status and let me assign false. Default value is false. Okay, so let us think false means not found, true means found. Okay, let us assume like this. False means not found. Okay, and true means found. Let's think positive. So let us assume false means status is equal to false means not found. Status equal to true means found. Okay, let us assume like this. Take one important variable, initial variable, status equal to false, Boolean variable. Now what I will do is, as soon as you found element here, okay, before breaking, I will change the status value is true. Okay, I will change the status value true, because here we found an element. Okay, as soon as you found an element, make the status value true. So the existing value is what? The default value is what? False. Now, as soon as you found an element, I make status value true. It is got changed. After that, it is exited from the for loop. Okay. Now you tell me, after exiting the for loop, if the status value is equal to true, what does it mean? After exiting the for loop also, status value still remains the same, right? Initially, it is false. And when you are changing the status value, after element is found, then only we are changing the status of the status value is true. So after exiting from the for loop, if the status value is equal to true, what does it mean? Element found. Okay. After exiting from the for loop, if the still status value is equal to false, what does it mean? After exiting the for loop, if the status value remains the same, initially whatever value we have taken false, after exiting the for loop also, status value is equal still false. What does it mean? Element not found. So that we need to compare. After exiting from the for loop, here if status value is still false, still it is false, then we have to say element not found. Only if condition. Okay, so this variable is required, because as soon as element found, we are making status equal to true. Okay, it is got changed. So after exiting the for loop, if the status value still false, then element not found. So element found is decided here and making status is equal to true. So if it is matching here, this will not match. If this is not matching for every element and this is matched, vice versa. Okay, this is for positive condition, this is for negative condition. If the status value got changed here, this condition false, obviously, right? So now you will get the right output. So you can say I'm taking 30 is a search element. So when I run this as a Java application, now we can see element found. Now let us take 300. When I run this as Java application, element not found. Okay. So this is a solution for this. So we have to take the help of a Boolean variable. Somebody asked in the previous sessions where we can use Boolean variables. So this is a use case. And many places we require Boolean variables. And especially while using conditions also, these are all Boolean stuff actually. So these conditions, if condition, for loop, everything will return true or false, right? They are all Boolean variables. So this is how we can solve the problem. So if the element found, immediately say element found, make the status true and break the loop. And if the status still false, then element not found. Okay. So this is how we can do searching, search an element in it. This is called linear searching algorithm. So linear means every element we are comparing. For every element we are comparing. And same thing we can achieve by using enhanced for loop also. It is exactly the same, no change. Even this if condition, everything is same. Instead of normal for loop, I can write enhanced for loop. So let me just comment this for loop and let me write enhanced for loop. It's more simpler than above. You can simply read each and every value from array. How to read? Simply specify the array name, colon. And here we need a variable which will hold the values from array one by one. Int some x. Okay. Now condition, same thing we can compare. So let's take this and keep it here. So here we do not have index, so directly take x. Okay, if this x value equal to search element, element found status true and break. Okay, so this is how we can simply write enhancer for loop, and then if condition is as usual. So this will also works. So element not found. So let's take 30. Element found, perfectly working. Suppose if you have a duplicate, how it will work? Let me show you. Let's say I'm taking 30 here and one more 30. So we have three elements. 30s are three. Let's try to execute. Run as Java application. You can see element found. Only one time you will get, because as soon as you found element here, it will exit from the for loop, and rest of the things, it will not verify. It will not check. Okay. So this is how we can search an element in array. Okay. Suppose if you want to find how many times it is repeated. Suppose here 30 is repeated 3 times and 10 is repeated only one time. 20 is repeated only one time. So how can we find out? So that's a totally different logic. So how to find element? How many times the element is repeated? How many times the element is duplicated? So that we will try to find out. Okay, somebody asked this question. So the next example 2. So the first example is clear. Everyone, please confirm in the chat box. Searching an element in array. Logic you have to be understand first. If you are not understood the logic, you can't understand the program. Okay. Now, so let's move on to the next one. We have seen how to search an element in array. Even though if you have a duplicate elements in array, no problem. You can easily find out. Now the second example. How can we find repeated numbers? Suppose if I give some number, I will store some numbers in array, and I will just check particular number, how many times it is got repeated. So that is my problem statement. Okay. So find number of repetitions. Okay, so find the number of repetitions. So for example, first again, think about the logic. So don't directly write a program. First think about the logic. Let's say I have an array like this, and we store some values in it. And this time we should maintain some duplicate numbers also. Let's say here 10, 20, 10, 10, and 10. So now I want to check 10, how many times it is got repeated. How many 10s are there in this array, or how many 20s are there in this array. I want to verify. So initially, let me take one number. So how many times the 10 is got repeated? How we will tell? He will compare, right? He will take first read one number, compare with this. Okay, it is matching. So first time compared. 1 is there. Second time read another number, compare, not matching. Third time read another number, compare. Here another matching is happened. So now it becomes 2. So now another number is also 10 and compared. Matching has happened. Now here this becomes 3. 3 times it is repeated. Now one more number is also 10 and compared. So again matching is happened. So then it becomes 4. 4 times is repeated. And then next number not matched. So then exit from the for loop. So whenever the matching is happened, we have to increase a number of counts. So we will take one initial variable called count. And as soon as you compare, every time we will compare, as soon as the match is happened, we will increase this count variable. Okay. And once the loop is completed, finally, this count variable contains how many number of times that number is got repeated, how many duplicates are there in this particular array. So we need to maintain this count variable. This is exactly same as almost searching an element. But in the searching element, as soon as the element is got matched, immediately we are breaking the loop. But here we don't break the loop. Instead of breaking the loop, we will increase the count value. Initially, we will take count equal to 0. And as soon as the match is happened, immediately we'll increase the count value by 1, like this. Okay, after exiting from the for loop, finally, we will check how many values we have in the count variable. That is a logic which we have to implement. Okay, now let's go to Eclipse. Take another class. This is almost equal to search an element, but slight change we have to do. Okay, so number of repetitions. or else we can simply say find how many duplicates in array. Okay, this is more clear. Find how many duplicates in array. Okay, so now the first step, we have to create one array which should contains some data. Okay, so let me create one array here. I can say int a equal to I can say some numbers, let's say 100, 200, again 100, 300, again 100, 400, again 100. Okay, this is my array elements. Now 100 is duplicated 3 times. Okay, so now we'll find how many times 100 is got repeated. How many times 100 is got repeated. So let me first write the for loop. So I can directly write an enhanced for loop. You can try normal for loop. Okay, so I'm taking a, I'm reading each and every value into variable, into some value, some variable. And then if I print this value, it will print all the values from array. So it will print all the values from array, which includes all the duplicates. Everything is got printed. Everything is got printed. Okay. Now we need to find how many times 100 is got repeated. Okay. So that number we can take a separately. Integer number equal to 100. So now we need to find how many times this number is repeated. So now what we need to do is, instead of printing this value, we will just compare if this value, okay, equal to number. Okay, then what we have to do, we have to take one external variable, count variable. Initially, let's make it as a 0. This is an integer variable. Count is required. So as soon as you found a value, or as soon as you found a value in array, immediately increase the count value by 1. Count plus plus. Increase the count value by 1. Okay, now how it is going to execute? First 100 will store in value, and 100 equal to 100 is true. Now what is the count value? What is the count value? 1. Okay, now again it will go up. Take another number, 200, store into value. Now again compare, 200 equal to 100. Not matched. So again it will go up. So whenever the match is happened, then only count value will be increased. Otherwise, no. So it will go up again, 100. Again, one more 100 we got here. So again, comparison is true. So initially count value 1 here. Now it becomes 2. Because we found one more 100. Now again, it will go up and take another value, 300. Not matched. Now again, one more 100 we got. So condition matched. So the count value will be increased by 1. So now it becomes 3. So how many hundreds are there? Those many times this if condition becomes true, and those many times this count value will be increased by 1. Every time, whenever you found that element, it will increase by 1. So finally, if you come out from this for loop, just try to print the count variable that includes or that contains the total number of repetitions. How many times that number is got repeated. So the count is representing, right? Every time we found that number, we are increasing this. So finally, the count contains a total number of elements. How many times that element is got repeated. So when you run this, you will get exactly 4 times. So there are 400s are there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now let us take 200. Now I want to find how many 200s are there. So let's make 200 now. So how many times the 200 is repeated? How many times the 200 is got repeated? 2 times. Here it is 1 and here it is 2. Okay. So this is how we can simply find how many duplicate numbers are present in this array. Okay. So we can implement so many logics, guys. This is never ending process. There are so many things happen. So why have you used number variable instead of using value 100? Okay. Duplicate values. Where here I have used number only. Value equal to number. I've taken this number variable. Okay. So whichever number you want to find duplicates, you can just put that number here, and that number variable I'm using here. I think you are not properly seeing. So value equal to number. Here I'm not hard coded the value. I have taken the number variable here. Okay. And you can directly put the number also, no problem. Suppose if you have a specific to number, suppose I want to find how many times 100 is got repeated. You are specific to number, then you can directly write a number here, no problem. Okay. You can directly number. So you don't need this variable. You don't need this number variable there. Okay, then this becomes a static because this will work only for 100. Okay, later if you want to check another number, how many times repeated, again you have to change the if condition here. So instead of doing this, we can just create one variable number and that you can specify. Okay. Yes, can we use the same logic when there are multiple different values? Yes. Just now I have shown you, right? How many times 100 is got repeated, how many times 200 is got repeated. And remember, all the values should be numbers because array is a homogeneous data, not heterogeneous data. So every value should be having same data type. And even if you have a different types, you can still verify it by creating object type of an array. Okay, multiple different values also we can have. But in that case, you have to take the object type of an array. Then you can find it. Right. So this is one example. How to check how many array variables exist. How many array variables exist in a variable, in a program. You guys can try. So here, how many array variables I have created? A is one array variable. So there is no specific logic for that actually. So the variables will be defined by whom? Who will create a variables? Who will create a variables? The user, right? The programmer will create a variables. So at the time of creating the variables itself, he has to aware where we have to create an array variable, where we have to create a normal variable. So variables will be used for operations. That is the actual intention. Okay, the variables we will use for operations. And we no need to count how many variables are there, how many array variables are there. Not like that. But we can check, suppose if there is an a variable, that variable is a normal variable or array variable. That we can check. But in a program, how many array variables are there, how many normal variables are there, we cannot check like that. Okay. But just tell me what exact requirement. So accordingly, we can train the different logic, but this is not possible. Okay. All right. So we have seen search an element, and now we will see sorting. Example 3. Sorting. And the sorting is very biggest concept, guys. There are almost 10 to 15 algorithms are there for sorting. We can do different ways. There are n number of algorithms are there. But now we are not going to learn each and everything. I will show you one simplest way of sorting an array by using a built-in methods. Okay. And if you're still interested to learn all those sorting algorithms, but programming level, that is important, but we don't need that much actually. But the programmers, developers, they have to learn all algorithms concept, time complexity, all those things. Okay, but we are not going in that concept. Just we'll try to understand what is sorting and how can we sort array elements in the simplest way. It can be number array or it can be string array, whatever it is, we will be able to sort. And there are multiple ways are there: bubble sort, merge sort, linear sort, insertion sort, transition sort. Okay, there are more 10 to 15 algorithms are there. So if you really want to learn all those algorithms, I will share some links at the end of the session and you can go through and learn, but I'm not recommending at this point of time. Just first be familiar with the simple concepts, the basic concepts. And once you're familiar with all the concepts, then you can go with a little bit advanced stuff. Okay. But if you look at the sorting techniques and everything, you will be confused totally. First of all, you may not be able to understand. Okay. Very complex. So simplest way I'll show you how we can sort an elements in an array. So let's take a new class. Sorting elements in array. So you can practice hundreds, thousands of programs based on this topic, guys. So it's very difficult to discuss each and every example. I'll show some example. If you know how to use an array, that is more than enough. So how searching will work in two-dimensional array. So you guys can practice all those things, okay? You can also search an element in two-dimensional array. So that is also possible. You can read each and every value from two-dimensional array and you can check if condition you can keep. If condition. Same thing actually. There is no much difference. The only thing is you need to write another for loop. Two different for loops you have to write. So you already know how to read the value from two-dimensional array, right? How to read values from two-dimensional array. Yesterday we already done this. See, if we go back to the yesterday session, two-dimensional array. So by using this for loop or enhanced for loop or normal for loop, you already know how to read the element here. We are printing the elements from two-dimensional array. So instead of printing here, you can just put if condition. If this particular value equal to our expected value, then element found and exit from this for loop. If you put break command inside this for loop, it will automatically exit from outer for loop also. So here instead of print statement, you can just put one condition, if condition. If this number is matching with our expected number, and immediately change the status tag equal to true and break the loop. After come out from the break for loop, you can put another condition. If the status value still false, then element is not found. Same logic, no change. Only thing is you need to write another for loop. That's it. You guys can try if you want. Okay. It's very simple actually. It's not much complicated. All right. Now we'll see how can we sort an elements. Yes, sorting means yes, ascending or descending order. We can print the numbers in ascending or descending order. All right. So first of all, let us see how can we sort the elements. It can be number or it can be string, whatever it may be, we can do it. But this is the simplest way. By using built-in methods, I'm going to show you. But if you want to sort in descending order, in whichever way you want to order, but we need to write a different type of algorithms. Okay, let's try this first. And before sorting, we need to take one array concept, right? We need to store some elements in array. Let's take one array. And in this, I'm going to store the numbers in the random order, not exactly in the sorted order, random order. Then only we will know the array is sorted or not. So I'm taking 100, 600, then 200, 500, and then 400. So now I'm taking these numbers in the random order. It is not ascending order. This is not a descending order. So randomly, I've taken this number 200. Let's take 400 here and 500. Okay, now I want to print this array in sorted order. So before printing this array in sorted order, just print this array as it is first. Before sorting, I will print the element. After sorting also, I will print the element so that we can see exact difference. So if you want to print this array, system.out.println. So how we can print before sorting? I'm writing except before sorting. So before sorting, I'm just directly printing this array by using enhanced for loop. We can just try to print. So A is my array. I'm taking this into value. And after that, I'm just trying to print value. So this will print all the elements from array before sorting. Before sorting means the original array. So this is the order of elements. These are the order of elements. Okay. And suppose sometimes if you want to print all the numbers just for printing purpose, you no need to write a looping statement. Okay. Why we need to go with the looping statement? Because if you want to read individual values one by one, then you can write a looping statement so that we will get each and every value individually. But I don't want to read individually. I want to read all the array elements in one single statement. And later, I don't want to perform any task just for printing purpose. Okay. Then you have one shortcut method. Instead of writing this for loop, what we can do is we can directly print all array elements using one method here. That is system.out.println. And here I can say there is a predefined class called arrays. Arrays is one of the predefined class. Arrays dot, in this, there is a method called toString. Okay, toString. And in this, we have to pass name of the array. And this is one method which is available in Java. Right? Instead of writing this for loop, if you want to print all the array elements, you can use this method. Arrays is uppercase character. Arrays dot toString of a. What is a here? A is a name of the array, the variable name of the array. So this will print all the array elements in the form of set. When I run this Java application, so you will get all the numbers like this, exact in array format. Okay. So this is a shortcut, and it is just for printing because it is collectively printed all the values. So again, if we want to perform task, any operation, individual numbers, we cannot do here because this is all one set. Right? If you want to perform any operations in this, then we have to write a looping statement and read individual values, and then you can perform some operations. So this is just for printing purpose. We can use this statement, arrays dot toString of a. And we don't need for loop. Okay, simply you can remove this or else no problem. So before sorting, these are the numbers currently I have. Now we want to sort this array. And to sort this array, again, we have to use arrays class. In this, there is a method available called arrays dot sort. This is a method, arrays dot sort. In this, we have to just pass array name. So whichever array you want to sort, you have to specify. And one more thing, whenever you are trying to access some external classes, arrays is another class actually. So we have to import one package. Import java.util.arrays. Actually, this is a package concept. The coming sessions I will explain in detail. So for now, just understand, whenever you refer any external classes, we have to import required package. So this arrays class is present inside java.util package. These are all predefined packages and classes in Java. They are already developed in Java. So we are just trying to use it. Okay. So this import statement must be present whenever you use this arrays class. Okay, if you are not writing this manually, it will automatically suggest you. So if I look at here, it is giving some error, right? When you put the cursor in arrays, it will show you some import statement here. Import arrays java.util. Just click on this link, it will automatically import like this. Okay. So this particular statement will sort elements. Sort elements in array. So we already printed these array elements before sorting. Now here we have done sorting. So once we have done this sorting, then we will print the values again one more time. So I'm executing the same two statements one more time after sorting. So here I will just say after sorting, again arrays dot toString of a. Right? So before sorting, and here we are doing sorting of elements, and then we are printing after sorting. Let's try to execute. Run as Java application. Yes. Now we can see this is a before sorting elements, and these are the after sorting 100, 200, 4, 5, and 600. Okay, so the same technique is applicable for strings also. We can also simply sort strings. Let me show you another example. Sorting strings. We have to create an array which contains strings, multiple strings. Sorting strings. Take main method, say finish. Okay, so now let us take, can we use arrays dot toString method to printing string array? Yes, you can print whatever array you want by using arrays dot toString method. Let me try to use. Now I'm going to show you that. Okay. So let's create one string array. String AS equal to, you can take any type of string S equal to, and here I will take some type of string data. So here this method is not allowing a decreasing order. That is your descending order. And if you want to print the descending order, you have to write a different type of logic. Okay. This particular method, sort method, is not allowed to print numbers in the descending order. Okay. I'll try to find out. Maybe for strings, it is possible, or maybe the numbers, it is possible. So let me cross check. Okay. Otherwise, we have to write a logic, separate logic for that. Okay. So let us see how can we sort the string. So string is bracket equal to, let me take some strings here. See, if it is a number, we can sort, but how can we sort strings? And how we will know which string is higher, which string is lower? If it is a string, how can we sort? See, if I give ABC is one string, okay? XYZ is one string. If I ask you which one is a higher, which one is the lowest string, how we will tell? If it is a number, we can simply say lowest number, highest number. But if it is a string, how can we do this? Yes. So how it will check whether which one is greater or not? First, it will check the first character. Here it is A, here it is X. Alphabetical order. Okay, it will check alphabetical order. So here first character is what? A. Here is first character is X. And which one is highest and which one is lowest? A is the lowest. So obviously ABC is the largest. Suppose if the first character is same, then it will go to and compare the second character. Here it is a B, here it is Y. Which one is the largest? Y is the largest string. Okay, ABC is not largest. Okay, like this. First, it will check alphabetical. First character is equal or not. If it is equal, then second character. If it is equal, then third character. So it basically checks the characters, alphabetical order. Okay, let's try to take these numbers. So first of all, let's take ABC and single characters, and then we will try to apply strings. Let me take something called A, C, B, okay, and here I can say D, C, B, A. Okay, let's say take a single character. We will check whether it is sorting in alphabetical order or not. Okay, so now taken a string. And is it correct notation? Can we put characters in the double quotes? Yes or no? Can we put characters in the double quotes? Yes. Okay, yes. And can we put this character, because they are single characters, can we put in the single quotes like this? Can we put single quotes? Because if they are the characters, right? Yes, we can put, but the type of this array should be what? Char type of an array. Okay. If you take char type of an array, we can simply create. So let us try this first. Let us sort this array. So again, I'm just trying to print before sorting. Before sorting, I'm just trying to print how to print before sorting. Okay, I can directly put like this. Instead of writing another statement here itself, before sorting, concatenation. And which class we have to use? Arrays.toString. Arrays.toString of what? Name of the array is what? Yes. Okay, that is a before sorting. Now I'm going to sort arrays.sort of yes. So this command will sort the elements. Now after that, again, I'm printing after sorting. After sorting. Okay, same thing. Let's try to execute. Okay, now you can see it is sorted in descending order A, B, C, D. So we have successfully sorted character array. Let us try to sort string type of an array. Okay. So let me take a string. Yes, equal to the bracket. First string, I'm taking Scott. Second string. Mary. And the third string, John. Then fourth string, David. So let's take some random string like this. This is my array. 4 elements are there. Now let us see before sorting, after sorting. Yeah. So you can see this is the before sorting and this is the after sorting. So first D comes into picture, right? So D, first character is D first, lowest. So David. Next J, and then M. Next Scott, yes. So even first character itself, it is matched. In the alpha based on alphabetical order, it is got sorted. So this is how we can simply do the sorting by using built-in methods. Okay, sorting of, you can do number sorting, you can do characters, you can do strings sorting, any type of data, this method works. Okay, so this method works. Arrays.toString method works to print arrays. Any type of array you can print. And the sort method is applicable for all kinds of arrays. It can be string type of data or character, boolean, whatever it is. You will be able to sort it. Okay. So this is one example. Now, the next example, example 4. So print array elements in reverse order. I just want to print array elements in the reverse order. So reverse order is nothing but in whichever order we have to just reverse order we have to print. That means it's reversing an array. We can just simply reverse an array. Okay, so first let us think about the logic. How to print elements in the reverse order. How to print an elements in reverse order. Let's say first I'll take one array like this and I'll store some values. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. Order is not important. You can put any number of orders, whichever order you want, random numbers, no issues. Now I want to, if I print this array, all the values one by one, how we will print? First it will print 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5. By using for loop, we will read one by one like this. But now I want to print from the bottom, in the reverse order. Okay. So how can we print? We have to start from here and then we have to decrease every time in every iteration till we go to 0 element, right? So this is the logic we have to apply. Okay, now we'll try to implement. Okay, reverse an array. So an array, we have to reverse. Reverse in the sense, we will print all the elements in the reverse order. Okay, now, first we have to take one array variable. Again, it can be string array, character array, number array, whatever you want. Or it can be object array, no problem. Okay, so let me take one integer array, int a. So here I'm taking 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's take 5. You can take anything, you can change these numbers later. So this is my array. Now I want to print these numbers in the descending order, or you can take another numbers, 100, 200. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, we will represent with the index number, right? So let's take a different numbers, 300, 400, and then 500. Okay. Now, if you want to print these numbers in the reverse order, and arrays.toString method will display these numbers in the as it is, same order. It cannot reverse. Now we have to write a logic for this. To print these numbers in the reverse order, we have to use classic for loop. Enhanced for loops won't work. Okay, because enhanced for loop will read the values one by one from the beginning itself. Okay, enhanced for loop won't work here. So we have to read the values from the end. So only through index it is possible, right? So we have to write one for loop like this. For now, tell me what is an index, starting index. See, this is my array. And in this, we have these numbers 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here we have 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we have to read from here, bottom to top. Now tell me what is I value starting from. So here we have to start I value. Equal to what? Equal to what? So normally we will start from 0, right? If you want to read the data from top to bottom. Now we have to read the data from bottom to top. Now what will be the I value here? What will be the I value? Starting point is this one. What will be the I value? How we will know the starting point, first of all? Okay, we don't know starting point. So dynamically we have to get. So if you want to know this index is a starting point, how we will know this dynamically? A dot length minus 1. A dot length will give you 4. A dot length will give you 5. 5 minus 1, 4. That is exactly equal to the last index. So we have to start from here, right? So then here the I value should be what? A dot length minus 1. That is a initial I value. Then what is the condition? What is this condition? Condition I'm talking. So when we have to stop repetition. So anyway, I value we will decrease. Okay, I value here index we will decrease. Minus minus I we will do. But when we will stop? As soon as I value becomes 0, as soon as I value becomes 0, we will stop. Or we can write multiple condition. I value 0, then we can stop. So even I value 0 also we should get, right? So we should not say equal to. I should be greater than, what is the condition? I should be always greater than 0 only, because here these are all indexes 4, 3, 2, 1, all are greater than 0 or not? Yes, I greater than 0. Even equal to also we should put. So I greater than or equal to 0. This is a condition. Equal to also 0 also we should get. So the condition is what? I greater than or equal to 0. Then plus plus or minus minus. Minus minus, because we have to reduce this value. Minus minus minus. Okay. So int data type also we have to specify here. Int like this. This is how we can write the conditions. Now, just print the I value here. How to print I value? A of I. Values we want to print. So A of I. Right? So then execute. Okay. Now we can see these are the initial values. 100, 200, 3, 4, 5. And now we got a descending order. Right. So this is how we can print array elements in the reverse order. Okay. Now, these are few examples, and some of them I will give you as an assignment. You guys can try. And before that, how to read data into array at runtime. Okay. So how can we take the input from the keyboard? So as of now, what we are doing, if you want to create an array, we are just creating and we are directly assigning the data. Now my requirement is I want to provide this data in runtime. That means once you run your program or once you executed your program, it should ask, enter this number, enter the position. Then that number should go and add into that particular position in the array. Okay. So now we will see how can we read the input from the keyboard or how to read the input from the console in runtime. And once you understand that, then we will see how to read the data into array. How can we store the data into array in runtime? Because this is most popular use case and very important. Because many numbers dynamically we should provide at the runtime instead of hard coding this data. Okay. Now let us see how to take input from the keyboard at the runtime. How to read the data in runtime. First, we will check, we will see some small numbers, and then we will come to the array part again. So here taking input from keyboard in the sense from the console. Okay. In the console, normally we are able to see the result or output we are able to see in the console window. So now we are able to provide the input also. We can also provide the input from the console. That is your keyboard. Taking input from the keyboard. Take this main method and say finish. And different data type also we can accept. I'll tell you how to take a different types because depends on the data type, we have to change the methods. Right. So normally what I will do is you can say suppose integer number equal to 20 I'm taking. And immediately I'm trying to print this number is equal to 20. So this is hard-coded value. Sorry, it is number. So what is this number? Number is a hard-coded value. We already hard-coded this value here and we are just printing. But instead of hard-coding this value here, I just want to take this number from the console window so that I can provide different numbers and you can test with the different numbers. Okay. So to do this, what we can do is instead of hard-coded this value, this is called hard-coded value. Instead of doing this, I want to take this number from the console window at the runtime. Okay. So for that, we have a special class is available in Java, which is also a built-in class, which is scanner class. Okay, scanner. So whenever you want to use any class, we have to create one object for this. Okay, at this point, you won't understand what is class and object, all those things. Coming sessions, you will understand. But for now, just follow blindly, whatever I'm saying. Scanner, SE equal to new scanner. And inside this, we have to pass one parameter that is called system.in, because we are taking input from the system. So we have to pass input. So this is a statement. So whenever you are using any external class, we have to import that particular class. How to import? When you place the cursor on it, it will show you import scanner of java.util. Just click on this link. So it is got imported. Java.util scanner got imported. Now this error is gone. So this is the first statement. So whenever you want to take any input from the keyboard or console, you have to create a scanner class object. So this is how we can create scanner class object. Scanner, this variable can be anything. You can put A, B, C or X, Y, Z, whatever. This is just a variable name. So scanner, SC equal to new scanner. This is the first statement. Now, by using the scanner object, we can take the input from the keyboard. So how can we take? SC dot. So what type of data you want to take? That we have to be clear first. Integer type of data I want to capture. So SC dot next int. This is the method you have to use. If you want to accept integer data from the keyboard or from the console, you have to use next int. And this will ask you to provide the value. This will expect the value from keyboard or console. Once you provided the value, that I'm going to store in a variable like this. Okay. So this command will take the value from the console that I'm storing into this variable. And then again, I'm printing this value. So this is how we can do it. So first scanner class object we have to create like this. Scanner is equal to new scanner. System.in is a parameter. By using this scanner object, we can call one method called next int. So this will accept a numeric data only without decimals. And that I can store in the number and that I'm directly printing, or you can perform any type of operations. So let me try to run this and just observe what will happen. Yeah. So actually the cursor is waiting in the console window. It is still in running mode. You can see in the red color mark here. It is running, but do you know exactly what it is doing? It is not asking for any input actually, but it is waiting for input. We don't know whether it is waiting for what or not, but it is waiting for input. So if you provide some input like this, I'm passing 100 here. In the console window, I'm typing 100. When you press enter, now we can see we got 100 as an output. So this 100, whatever you provided here, that is taken by this sc.nextInt. Put that number in this number variable. Then this command is got printed, same number value. Okay. But if you look at here, when you run this program, do you know exactly it is waiting for the number or not? You don't know, right? So what we can do is simply you can write one simple message here. So before taking this number, you can just write one print statement so that you as a user, we will know. Okay, you can say enter a number, enter a number. Okay. So now when I run this, it will print as it is in the console window. Now we can see enter a number. So whatever is put in the double quotes, exactly printed. Now we will know exactly it is asking for the number. So put the cursor here and then provide the value like this and press enter. Now we got the number. Okay. So this is how we can take a number input from the console window by using nextInt. This is not mandatory statement, but in the runtime, it will be more clear because as a user, we have to know whether we have to pass a number or string or character, whatever. So if you write this message clearly, you will exactly know. Okay. And also at the time of println, we can make more sensitive. I can say, give a number is, and then I'm printing this number. it will be more clear. Now it is asking enter a number. I'm saying 50. Now given number is 50. So like this, we can take input from the console window at runtime, and we can store into some variable, and then we can print this number as it is. So if it is a number, we have to do like this. Now, let me take some other type of data. This is for number. Okay, now how to take decimal number? If it is a take decimal number, same scanner class, this we won't change. Okay, so decimal number, how can we take? So let me put one more system.out.println. I'm asking user to enter decimal number. Enter a decimal number. Now, how to take the decimal number? SE dot. Here we use next int. Now, this time here we have to use SE dot next double. Next double. So this will take the decimal number data, and we have to store in a variable. Now, what is the type of this number variable now? What's the data type of this? Obviously, it should be double type. Right? Because we are accepting double type of data and we are storing into a number. That variable also should be double type of variable. Right. Now I can just print this system.out.println. Given value is, or can just print number. Okay. Let's try to execute now. So now this time it is asking for decimal number. So I'm just providing some decimal number. Let's say 10.5 decimal number. Given value is 10.5. So decimal number is asked. Okay. For example, even though it is asked for decimal, I'm just passing an integer value. Will it work or not? Can you guess? Will it work or not? I'm just giving only integer. Instead of double, I'm just providing an integer. Will it work or not? 10.0. Okay, because we have taken that as a double, so it is accepted, but it is additionally added 0.0. So same only, right? So 10.0, no difference. It is just added one decimal point, 0. That's it. So because both are number type of data, so it is accepted. No problem. Okay, now we'll see the vice versa. Let's say I'm taking integer here in the first example. Let's enable this. Okay, now here we have to pass an integer actually, right? As per next int, we have to pass integer. But now I'm passing a decimal number. I'm passing decimal number. Will it accept or not? Will it accept or not? Exception. Input mismatch exception. And what we need to understand based on this? Integer data type variables cannot hold decimal numbers, whereas decimal data type variables can hold integer values. Okay, that is the point. So now we have seen how to take integers and how to take decimals, but how to take string? How to take a string? So let's see this, because string is a little bit different. Okay, so let me just say system.out.println, enter your city. Okay, so just I'm giving some message, enter your city. So normally city is what? String only, right? That I'm going to store in a variable. So now what is the type of the variable? It should be string type of variable, right? String city equal to SEA dot. Now here we used next int. Here it is a next double. But here what is the method we have to use? We do not have next string. We don't have a next string. Just we have to call only next. That's it. Just next. So this will take the string and store into city. City is a string variable. Now I'm going to print here. System.out.println. I can just print your city is and close and just print city. So this is how we can take string type of data. For all other data types, there are methods are there. Like string, next int for integer, next double is for decimal, next float is also there, next bool is also there, next char is also there. Okay. But for strings, we have only this one, se.next. Same scanner object we have to use to access these methods. Okay. So can we have one single scanner class for all? Yes, we can have, no problem. Same object we can use for all kinds of data types. Okay, but the variables should be different, because here we are taking integer, the variable should be integer type. Here we are taking decimal, the variable should be double type. Here we are taking string, the variable should be string type. Same variable we cannot use for multiple data types. Okay. So now execute. So it is asking for enter a city. Okay, now I'm entering some city, Delhi. Let's say your city is Delhi. So like this, we can provide the input from the keyboard or console, and we can see output in the console itself. Console is for not only for providing output, it is also used for providing input, and by using scanner class. Is this clear, everyone? How to take input from the keyboard. Now we will apply the same concept for arrays. Can we enter multiple? Yes, that's I'm coming to that part. Yes, we can also provide multiple inputs. Yes, it is possible. I will show you in the next example. So before that, is it clear, first of all, how to create a scanner class object and how to use scanner class object to take the input from the console? Integers, decimals, strings, anything you can take. Okay. Now let us try to take multiple values. How to take multiple values from the console window. Let's take another class. Taking multiple inputs from keyboard or console. Taking multiple inputs from keyboard or console. Take this main method. Okay. Now process is exactly the same. Okay. Now what I will do is, this time I will take two inputs from the console or keyboard. Then I will perform some operation on those two values. So now tell me, what is the first step? What is the first step? We have to create scanner class object. That's the first step. Okay. Scanner is equal to new scanner. Inside the scanner, we have to pass one parameter, system.in. So whenever you write this, we have to import this scanner class from java.util package. Done. And sometimes if this pop-up is not coming, like auto session is not coming, you can directly manually write this statement. Okay, sometimes you may not get this auto session because we need to do some settings in Eclipse. Okay, if there is any problem. But that is not a blocker actually. Okay, if you're not able to see the suggestions like this, you can try to write this manually. No problem. So now let us take some values from the keyboard. Now the first value I'm taking from the console, system.out.println. I'm asking enter first number. First number. I'm asking first number to enter. So how to take this first number? se.next int. And that I'm going to store in one variable, int number 1. First number accepted. Now I'll ask another number, system.out.println, enter second number, enter second number. And that I'm going to take another same object, se.next int, same type of data. That I'm going to store in another variable, int number 2. Okay, int object means you can provide any type, no issues. So here, okay, let me come to that point. First, let me finish this. Okay. So number 1 and number 2. So we have taken two numbers now. So here we have taken number 1. Here we have taken number 2. So now we want to perform some operation. Let's try to add those numbers. You can say number 1 plus number 2. This is addition of two numbers. Concatenation, and put this expression in brackets. Okay. Right. So this is how we can take multiple inputs. So this is first input I'm taking, second input, and then perform the operation. Okay. Let us try this. Run as Java application. Yeah. Enter first number 100. Second number 200. Now addition of two numbers is 300. So you can also pass multiple numbers like this. Okay. Suppose if you want to pass different data types like 100. Next one is a name, some string, country, address, phone number. Okay. Different type of data if you want to pass. Then you have to use a different type of methods. Okay. So for example, let me take another example. This is example 1. Okay. So now the first input, enter name. Enter name. Okay, name is nothing but what? String, right? So SC dot next. This will take the string and store in the string variable, string name equal to next. And then you can print. So your name is, you can just print name. So this is how we can take the name. So now what is the next value? Let's take a number. So suppose phone number. So let's take phone number. Then SE dot phone number. Phone number is what? Yeah, or age, you can take age. SE dot next int. Age is also number, right? So this time you have to take next int. So here age is a number. So int age. Now we can just print this. Okay. Your age is, you can just print age. But before that, we have to print one more statement. So here enter your age, like this. So name we have taken, which is string, age we have taken, which is number. Okay, so like this, we can accept any type of data. So it depends upon the number. But this is object, in the sense object is a totally different type. Okay, suppose if it is a variable object, then how can we take? For example, let's say system dot out dot println enter unknown type. Suppose unknown value. Unknown value means it can be integer, it can be double, or it can be string, whatever it is. Unknown value. So that unknown value I have to take into variable. Some variable you have to take. So we don't know what is the type of unknown value, right? It can be integer, it can be number, whatever it is, we don't know. So let's take an object variable. Object, okay, and say value equal to SE dot. Now this is a challenging thing. So which method we have to use? Because we are providing some unknown value. We don't know whether it is integer or string or decimal. We don't know exactly, right? So in those cases also, we have to use just next method, because this next method will take anything as a string format. Anything as a string format. It can be, even if you provide the number, decimal, character, string, whatever, everything will be converted into string format. And the object variable, right? This variable can hold any type of data. But later, if you want to perform any operations on the numbers, we have to convert the string to number again, because we cannot perform arithmetic operations on the string data types. So we have to convert the string format to number format, and then we will be able to perform the operations. Okay, so you can take like this, and then you can print this. System.out.println, you can just print value. Okay, just observe here. Okay, now I'm executed. So enter a name, say John. This is obviously string. Your name is John. Enter a age, let's say 30. Your age is 30. Now enter unknown value. So unknown value means it can be anything. Even though we use next method, that will accept all kinds of data, but everything should be in string format. So even if you provide 100, I'm providing, will it take or not? Here I'm using next. Normally it is for string, but here we are providing 100. Will it take or not? Will it take or not? Yes, it will take. Okay, it will take 100. Because, and how, in which format it will take? Because we use next, even though we provide the number, it will take that number as a string actually. 100 is a string, not a number. Okay, so this is how we can handle object type. Once you get this number as a string, Later, we have to convert that into again number format. Then only we can perform the operation. Okay, so that is again different process. What if I want to accept char or boolean? Yes, you have methods. Next char is method is there. So you can see here, SE dot next char. Sorry, SE dot. I think for next char is not there, but for that you can use again string method, next method. But rest of the data types, you have all the methods. You can see next boolean is there. Okay, next to double, next to float, next int. So for every type, we have methods. Next to long, next to short. For all primitive data types, these methods are available. So you have to just change this method according to your value. If it is a boolean, we have a next boolean also. You can see this is a next boolean. So you can also accept boolean data. So just you need to change this method. Okay. So for almost every data type, there is a specific method as there. And if there is no specific method, you can use this next method for all kinds of data types. You can, if you use next, you can provide string, you can provide number, you can provide character, you can provide boolean, all kinds of data you can pass. Okay. So finally, we will apply the same concept for arrays. So now my requirement is I will create one empty array. Then I will fill the data into array by taking input from the user. At the runtime, I will take the input and store the data in array. And after that, I will print array elements. The last example. Okay, so here the name is reading and writing data into array. Reading and writing data into array. Okay. Now, earlier, if you want to add some data into array, we have two approaches, right? So what are those two approaches? The first approach is what? Int a equal to new int. Here we specify size of an array. And then we can add some data like a of 0, 100, and then a of 2. A of 1 is equal to 100. So like this, we have added. This is one notation, right? So now this time, and another way is what? I can directly write this a bracket equal to, in the curly braces, we directly specify the values like this. This is another approach we have followed. Now my requirement is, I will just create an array without any content, just create one empty array and 5 inputs I can store, but those 5 inputs should come from the keyboard or should come from the console in runtime. Okay. So I will take 5 different values and I will store those 5 different values in these 5 positions. That is called reading data into array. And once you added all the data into array, then I will write the same data in the console window. That's my objective. Okay. So let us start with this. First, what we need to do, we need to take a scanner class. Scanner SE equal to new scanner system.in. System.in. We have to import this scanner class. Okay. Now, so this time we have to take multiple inputs. See, very simple. If you want to take 5 inputs from the user, if you look at my previous example, different statements we have to write. So this is for 1 input. This is for second input. So in array, we have to store 5 elements. So we have to write 5 times. The same statement we have to repeat 5 times. Right? Enter first number, second number, third number, fourth number. And if you don't know the size of an array, we don't know how many times we have to ask input from the user. Right? So instead of writing this next int methods multiple times, we just write one for loop and repeat that multiple times. Okay. So let me just say for starting array index start from what? 0 only, right? I equal to 0. And how many times it should repeat depends upon the size of an array. So I less than a dot length. And every time I'll increase I value. Index value will be increased by 1. So now we need to ask the numbers
from the keyboard or user. So first value, second value, third value, and so on. So here I'm asking system.out.println enter a number, or you can say enter a value. And once you take how to take the value from the keyboard, SE dot next int. So that I'm going to store, and where you have to store this value. Okay, we are taking input from the keyboard or from the user. Where you have to store? In array we have to store. Again, in array where we have to store, because we have a multiple indexes. So in array we have a 5 locations. In which location we want to store? Suppose this is my array 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now first value we are entering. In which position we want to store? In the first position. Next round of iteration we will take another number. Where you have to store? Second position. Then third position, fourth position. Like this we have to store. So how to decide in which position we want to store the value? A of I. Just simply pass I value here. Okay, so that I representing the index location. So the first value will store in the first position. Okay, and next round it will iterate. Again, it will ask another value in another position. Next round, again, it will ask another value in another position. So once this loop is completed, all the data will be stored in array. Okay, then we will try to print this array. Let's try to print system.out.printing array elements. So how to print these array elements? Same thing again, same for loop. You can also use arrays.toString method directly. If you don't want to use a looping statement, you can simply say printing array elements arrays.toString of A, which is array name. Okay. Now let us try to execute. Yeah. Enter a value 10. Enter value 20, enter value 30, enter value 40, enter value 50. Done. So we have added all the numbers and this printed array. And if you look at this output, every time it is asking just enter a value, but we don't know in which position that value is going to store. Right? In which position it is asking for. We don't know. So we can write more meaningful message. Enter a value, or which value? In which location? Enter a value for the position. Which position? I representing the position, right? Position of I concatenation like this. Okay, and then put colon like this. So that we will be more clear in which position it is asking for the element. Enter a value for the position. Okay, now execute. It will be more meaningful. Observe. Now we can see enter the value for the position 0, 100 and passing. Now enter the value for the position 1, 200. Enter the value for position 2, 200. Enter the value for position 3, 400. Enter the value for position 4, 500. Okay. So it will be more meaningful. So now we are able to store data in array, and also we are able to read data from array. So dynamically we can pass data into array by simply writing one for loop statement. Okay. So these are the examples. You guys can practice each and every example, and which is most important, you will be asking so many type of questions from arrays concept. Especially there are so many programs you have to practice still more, because it is not possible to discuss each and every program. Almost 50-100 programs you can practice based on this concept. Some of them I will give you assignment, but after completion of Java sessions, I will also give you some list of programs, and you can refer them. So this is all about arrays concept. And the 2-dimensional is not that much important. You can just try to understand how to read data and how to write data into the 2-dimensional array. That is more than enough for now. And please concentrate more on single dimensional and different type of operations. Okay. Now, based on this, I will give you some assignments. You guys can try this. Example 5, we already taken. Reading data into array. By using scanner class, we will able to achieve this. Okay. Now assignments. So based upon today's topic only, I'm just giving these assignments and you can try this. Only 2 assignments. And tomorrow I will discuss about strings concept. And then I will also give some more assignments related to string arrays. Okay. The first, sorting elements using looping. We have seen sorting by using built-in methods. Arrays dot sort method. Okay. And there are so many methods are there, as I already told you. There are different type of algorithms are there. And you guys can go through these 2 videos and try to understand, but not mandatory now. In future, you can try this. Okay. And second assignment, find missing number in array. This is a most popular example. Find missing number in array. Suppose in array, I provided some data like this, 1452 or 1453. Right? Which number is missing in this? Which number is missing? 1453. There is one number is missing in this. 2 is missing. Okay. That we need to find out. But what is the prerequisite? Numbers should be in range. Numbers should be in the range what? Order is not important. It is started from 1. 2 is missing, but 3 is there, 4 is there, 5 is there. So 1 to 5 is the range actually. And only 2 is missing. So the first prerequisite is what? Numbers should be in range. When you create some data, you have to provide the numbers in particular range. And should not have a duplicates. That's another prerequisite. Okay, this should not have a duplicates. So you can easily find the missing number. There is small logic is there. So if you apply that logic, you can easily find out. So try to do this. I'm providing this reference. Very interesting example also. If you look at this video, if you watch the video, you will understand that. Very easy and very interesting also. You can just find this reference video and you guys understand. You can try yourself. Find missing number in an array. Okay. And similarly, there are some more programs are there. Find largest number in array. And similarly, find lowest number in array. Largest number and lowest number. I will provide the links later here. And you guys can try this. Find the largest number in array. Find the lowest number in array. So these are the 4 assignments you guys can try. And I will provide the links to these also. And after providing the links, I will upload. Okay. Fine. So this is all about arrays concept. And tomorrow session, we will discuss about strings, which is also most important popular topic. And arrays concept still continues. So many cases, we use this arrays concept. So you will understand so many examples also in the coming sessions. This is just the beginning. Okay, so in the coming session, you will try to use these concepts in many places, in many scenarios. Even in automation also, we will use this concept in many use cases. So very important topic, you can't skip it. Every example you have to practice till you familiar with this concept. Okay. So that's all for today's session. I'll stop here and we will continue tomorrow.